Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's another great week of college football, and we got our special guest, Maribel, our new puppy. We've had him for a couple weeks now. You might have noticed her in a few videos here or there, but we are here for college sports and picks and predictions. Last week's upset season just didn't come to fruition. There was a lot of potential. There was some games there that were really close, but this week we're starting off strong. We have Friday. This week we're starting off strong at Friday night. We are in Husker territory. Illinois, the Fighting Illini. We are ranked on ranked matchup to start the week, but the Huskers are just so good this year. Their quarterback Dylan is going crazy, out here slinging the ball like Patrick Mahomes, looking like Patrick Mahomes. So we're gonna have 28-20 on this one. The spread has -8. I think it's gonna be a little closer. The Fighting Illini has some spunk this year, and I think their defense might be able to hold them within range of potential upsets. Next Saturday noon game we have is a sleeper. We have number 3 Ohio State versus the Marshall. We are Marshall, but the spread says -39. I think it's gonna be 55-3. I get it. Marshall's an FBS team, but it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be boring. Nothing to watch there. Next game we have is NC State versus Clemson. NC State was ranked earlier this year, but the problem is they got blown out by Tennessee. So they were not even real ranked. They were frauds. So I have Clemson winning this 28-14. At the beginning of the season, I might have even had an upset on this one, where NC State overcomes Clemson. But I think Clemson's a lot better this year, so I don't think NC State's going to be able to compete on that same level, especially after that devastating loss against Tennessee. And they've let these bad teams score at least 20 points on them from week 1 and week 3. Next slow one at 1 o'clock, we have Iowa State versus Arkansas State. Arkansas State has been playing a lot of ranked opponents this year. They're chasing that bag. But that does not mean they're going to be chasing W's. I have Iowa State winning this 45-10. No questions asked. Next slow slogfest. We don't have a lot of big bangers this week. We have Kent State, one of the worst teams in FBS. They got absolutely demolished last week against Tennessee, and they're going to get absolutely demolished this week by Penn State. Penn State's going to win this 60-0, maybe even more. Tennessee scored 70. Maybe Penn State scores less, but I would pick the over on this one if I were you. Next Saturday banger. Ranked on ranked matchup. This game could have been for the ages. If Michigan didn't lose against Texas, they would be ranked like 2, 3, maybe even 1 right now. And they'll be playing against USC, the come up. But Michigan's been struggling. Their offense looks like Iowa Hawkeyes offense last year. Their defense is definitely not up to snuff to Iowa's defense. So I don't have them winning. I think they're going to go X3, X4 this year, despite sheer talent that they're going to be playing this year. They play OSU, they play USC, they play Texas, and I think they're going to win one more loss after that one too. So I have USC coming out strong in the offensive side of the ball, 35-24. I think Michigan's going to score some points, maybe a little bit more than they did against Texas, because I don't know if Texas is really good this year, but I still have USC winning this probably by double digits. Next Saturday night banger. I will not be making the same mistake as putting Notre Dame as an underdog against one of these bad Ohio schools. So I have Notre Dame winning 35-3. I'm being a little generous with the points here. I think Notre Dame could score more than 35 just to show the committee and everyone else that they're not frauds after that loss against Northern Illinois. Next Saturday afternoon game, we have Louisville, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was ranked after that win against Florida State, but as you can see, Florida State's been struggling. They look awful this year. So that win isn't really a win. It's a win, but it's definitely not something to brag about. But I have Louisville winning this 24-21. I know the spread says -10, but Louisville hasn't proved anything to me. I don't know if they're going to be just as good as they were last year. They are ranked, and they have something to prove, but I do have them winning, but not by much. Next game, we have NIU Huskies, Group of 5. I just made a new Group of 5 production video about the Pac-12. Please check it out above. I have them winning 35-10 against the Buffalo. It could be closer. I think this is NIU season. This is the year. They are going to be the ones who make it to the playoffs. Probably, maybe even Memphis. Memphis is going crazy this year. But I have NIU winning this 35-10. Next Saturday evening, I do think UCLA could have been good this year without all the transfers and all the changes to their program since last year. So I don't think they're going to be able to compete in this one. This is a great matchup on any other year when UCLA is performing well. But this year, against this type of talent on the LSU side of the ball, I just don't think it's going to happen, especially since LSU's at home. So I have LSU winning this 45-10. UCLA is not performing well. Their offense is looking struggle. Their defense looks awful. So I don't think they're going to be able to compete in this one. I think this is an easy skip, and I don't even think there's a chance for an upset. Next, ranked on ranked matchup. I know at the beginning of the video I said this is probably a slog bet, but the only reason I say slog against all these ranked on ranked is it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of upsets. I'm the upset king. I just don't think it's going to happen. Utah versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is the favorite, but -3, that's practically a pick'em game. One field goal. I think Utah's going to come out this week and show that they're going to be the one to win the Big 12. And I think that's just going to happen. Oklahoma State, yeah, they're good, and they can never get over that Texas-Oklahoma bump, but Utah came into town, and they're going to win it, and they're going to show everyone that they are one of the best programs, 28-24, easy pick. Next Saturday, 4 o'clock, banger. Yeah, we have Missouri 42-6 against Vanderbilt. I just don't think this game's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be very entertaining to watch. I'd probably skip this one if I were you. Next, 7 o'clock prime time. This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of these random, still not really everyone's playing own conference. They're still like moving around. There's like random bye weeks. There's a lot of teams that just aren't playing this week. And I have Miami winning this against South Florida 42-10. They're not going to be in the game like they were against Alabama. Next, the biggest game of the week. This is my only upset of the week, and that is Oklahoma on Tennessee. Tennessee's offense has been stunning. Big points, 71 against Kent State. I think they scored 60 week 1. They scored 51 on NC State. NC State barely scored a point. And yeah, I have them losing the Sooners. Their opponents were not good. NC State, yes, they were ranked when they played Tennessee, but NC State's a fraud. They're a fraud team. They should never have been ranked. They let me down. I thought they could have had potential, but they let me down last week. So Tennessee's win against NC State is irrelevant, practically an FBS school. Oklahoma, though, they're showing some really good stuff. I know they had some struggles against Houston, but that doesn't matter. They're going to be in Oklahoma territory. This is their first real test against an SEC talent opponent, and I think Oklahoma will be able to do it this week. 31-28, that's my pick. But, you know, if Oklahoma loses really bad, I would not be surprised. Saturday primetime game. We have Texas A&M versus Bowling Green. Another one of those slow, non-conference games. And I think Texas A&M is going to win this 49-10 with ease. Another one. We're probably practically going to skip through it. 56-3, Ole Miss versus Georgia Southern. Primetime action. Nothing to see here. Another one. Primetime, 8 o'clock, Texas versus the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. This is going to be 60-10. I'd even give the Warhawks 3 points. I gave them 10 just for benefit of the doubt. Maybe in the late game, Texas will put in third strings, and they'll be able to score at least a touchdown. Last ranked game of the evening, we have BYU versus Kansas State. Kansas State is going to win this, 27-21. This is what I was talking about in my Pac-12 video. If you haven't checked that out, please check it out. There'll be a link in the description about these West Coast games and why the Pac-12 shouldn't be recruiting more West Coast teams and they should move to the Atlantic Coast because these 10:30 games are brutal. Who the heck is watching this on the East Coast? 9:30 Central Time? People are out clubbing. People are at the bar doing whatever these young people are. No one's watching this game at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Maybe in Arizona, maybe in the West Coast, they might be watching this because it'll be like 7. But still, that's just half the population just not watching this game. But I do have Kansas State winning this. BYU is not very good, and they haven't been good in years. Bonus content. We have Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Minnesota Gophers. I have Iowa Hawkeyes winning this. This is a primetime Saturday night game. I wouldn't miss it for the ages. 24-20, easy victory for the Hawkeyes. They need to get back on track. They have, I don't know what their win percentage is, but if they win out and they go to the Big Ten title game and they win, lose, doesn't matter. They just got to win all their games. And if they win all their games, playoff time, baby. That's going to be it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please look at other content on the channel if you find this stuff interesting. But that's going to be it for this video. Peace.